Welcome to my channel, where you can learn and speak English easily through simple and engaging stories. Stay with me. Listen closely and your English will improve naturally. Long ago in the heart of Europe, there was a land filled with forests, rivers, castles, and ancient villages called Germany. Today, Germany is known as one of the most powerful and developed countries in the world, but its history is long, dramatic, and sometimes tragic. The story of Germany is filled with wars, inventions, kings, division, and unity. It is a nation that changed Europe many times throughout history. More than 2,000 years ago, Germanic tribes lived across the land. These tribes were strong warriors who lived near dark forests and cold rivers. They hunted animals, built wooden villages, and protected their territories fiercely. The Roman Empire, one of the greatest empires in ancient history, tried to conquer these tribes. However, the Germanic warriors resisted bravely and defended their homeland. One famous battle happened in the Teutoburg forest, where Germanic tribes defeated Roman soldiers completely. This victory became an important symbol of resistance and freedom in German history. As centuries passed, Christianity slowly spread across the region. Churches and monasteries were built, and many kingdoms emerged across the land. During the Middle Ages, Germany became part of the Holy Roman Empire, a vast political empire that included many small kingdoms and territories. The empire was complicated because different rulers controlled different regions. Powerful kings and emperors constantly struggled to maintain authority over the land. During this period, many beautiful castles were constructed on hills and near rivers. German towns became centers of trade and culture. Merchants traveled across Europe selling goods, while scholars studied science, philosophy, and religion. The invention of the printing press by Johannes Gutenberg in the 15th century transformed Europe forever. Books could suddenly be produced much faster, allowing knowledge to spread rapidly among ordinary people. This revolutionary invention changed education, religion, and communication permanently. In the 16th century, a significant religious movement began in Germany. A monk named Martin Luther criticized the Catholic Church and demanded reform. He believed the church had become corrupt and dishonest. His ideas spread quickly because of the printing press. This movement later became known as the Protestant Reformation. Europe entered a period of religious conflict and instability as different groups fought over faith and political power. The conflicts eventually led to terrible wars across Europe. One devastating war, called the 30 Years' War, destroyed many German towns and villages. Millions of people suffered from hunger, disease, and violence. The economy collapsed in many regions, and the population decreased dramatically. Even after the war ended, Germany remained divided into many independent states, rather than becoming one united country. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Prussia emerged as one of the strongest German states. Prussia had a disciplined military and ambitious leaders who wanted to unite the German people. At the same time, German culture flourished beautifully. Famous composers like Ludwig van Beethoven created extraordinary music. While writers and philosophers influenced European thought deeply, Germany became respected for education, science, and intellectual achievement. Finally, in 1871, Germany officially became a united nation under the leadership of Otto von Bismarck. Bismarck was a clever and strategic politician who used diplomacy and military strength to unify the German states. The unification of Germany transformed the country into a major European power. Factories expanded rapidly during the Industrial Revolution, and cities grew larger as technology advanced quickly. Railways connected towns and industries, creating economic prosperity across the nation. However, the rise of German power also created tension in Europe. In 1914, World War I began after years of political rivalry between powerful nations. Germany fought against several countries in a brutal and destructive war. Millions of soldiers died on battlefields filled with mud, smoke, and suffering. When the war finally ended in 1918, Germany faced defeat and humiliation. The Treaty of Versailles forced Germany to pay enormous penalties, and many Germans felt angry and hopeless about their future. During the 1920s and early 1930s, Germany experienced severe economic hardship. Inflation became catastrophic, and many people lost their savings completely. Unemployment increased rapidly, causing frustration and despair throughout society. In this atmosphere of fear and instability, Adolf Hitler rose to power by promising to restore German pride and strength. His speeches persuaded millions of people, but his leadership soon became dangerous and authoritarian. Hitler established a brutal dictatorship and controlled nearly every aspect of German society. People who disagreed with the government were punished severely. During World War II, Nazi Germany invaded many countries across Europe. The war caused unimaginable destruction and suffering. Millions of innocent people lost their lives, including 6 million Jewish people during the Holocaust, one of the darkest tragedies in human history. German cities were heavily bombed, and countless families were displaced during the chaos of war. In 1945, World War II finally ended with Germany defeated once again. The country was devastated physically and emotionally. Cities lay in ruins, buildings were destroyed, and people struggled to survive. After the war, Germany was divided into two separate countries. West Germany became democratic and supported by Western nations, while East Germany was controlled by the Soviet Union under a communist system. The division created one of the most symbolic structures in history, the Berlin Wall. Built in 1961, the wall separated families, friends, and communities for decades. Guards watched the border carefully, and escaping from East Germany was extremely dangerous. Many people dreamed of freedom while living under strict government control in the East. Meanwhile, West Germany developed into a prosperous and modern society with a strong economy. For many years, the two Germanys remained separated by politics and ideology. However, change slowly began in the late 1980s. Protests increased across East Germany as citizens demanded freedom and reform. Finally, in 1989, the Berlin Wall fell in front of cheering crowds. Families reunited emotionally and people celebrated together in the streets. The fall of the wall became a powerful symbol of hope, unity, and freedom around the world. In 1990, Germany officially became one country again. Rebuilding the nation was not easy because East and West Germany had developed differently for many years. However, through patience, cooperation, and determination, the country slowly became united once more. Germany eventually became one of the strongest economies in Europe and an influential nation in global politics. Today, Germany is famous for its engineering, technology, education, and culture. Millions of tourists visit the country every year to see historic castles, museums, cathedrals, and modern cities. Germany also plays an important role in the European Union and international diplomacy. Although its history includes painful chapters, Germany continues to learn from its past while building a peaceful future. The history of Germany teaches the world many lessons about power, conflict, resilience, and unity. It reminds people that nations can recover even after terrible destruction. From ancient forests and medieval castles to divided walls and modern cities, Germany's story remains one of the most fascinating journeys in human history.